So you've probably watched a lot of ROG Ally reviews now, some sponsored, some not, but this one is a little bit different. Well, that is because this is my first handheld gaming device since I was a kid. So this felt like reliving those days of the PlayStation Portable and even those small brick handhelds that we used to play with just AA batteries all around. But here's the thing, I've been gaming on super consoles and also very powerful PCs for a while now, so I know exactly how games should feel. I know how they should move and the speed in which they should act. So it makes this review a little bit harder than I expected. So my goal for today is really simple. I want to help you decide whether the ROG Ally X is worth the 1,300 Canadian dollars or almost 1,000 if you're in US, or is it better getting something cheaper like a Steam Deck or even like the regular ROG, or even just getting a PlayStation Portal if you already have a PS5 console that you can use to stream cloud devices. But before we dive into all of that, let's first start with what you get in the box once you get this device. Now, unboxing this actually felt really good. It's been a while I unboxed something that gave me such a really nice feeling. Inside the box, you get the startup guides, you get the console itself, you get like a 65-watt charger, USB-C charger, and one thing you need to know is that like mine came completely dead. When I did some research online, a lot of people's own also came dead. So just know that you expect to charge this up before you use it if you're using it for the very first time. For setup, this took almost 2 hours to get everything up because, you know, Windows will always Windows. This had a lot of updates I had to do, a lot of setup. It took almost 2 hours. So honestly, if you're in a rush, I would advise, like when you're getting it set up for the first time, do take some time to make sure everything's set up and you have like proper internet to set it up, because that really frustrated me. But I took my time, I got everything set up, and once you're past that, it is really a whole other device, and I got to play some amazing games that I'll tell you those experience later on. Now, for the hardware and design of this particular device, the device you're looking at, you only get 2 USB-C ports, and one is actually a USB 4, which is great for external GPUs. You can connect this to an external GPU and get more power out of it. Now, the other one supports almost 100 watts of power delivery. Then you also have the volume rockers, you have a micro SD card slot, you have a headphone jack, a power button with a fingerprint sensor, and you have dual vents for cooling at the top. Just a side note, these vents, they don't get as loud as I thought they would. Just thought I should put that there. So when you flip this out to the back, you get 2 customizable paddles on the back for you to customize in your games, and on the front you have this Xbox style buttons, the regular ABXY buttons, and also your analog sticks and your D-pad, standard Xbox look. The screen itself is a 7-inch 1080p and gets up to I think 120Hz screen refresh rate. This is not OLED, but trust me, it's still really sharp and clean, like way more than I expected. The grip is super amazing. It feels like you're holding an Xbox controller, and it has reduced a lot of hand fatigue you feel from holding a lot of this device. But trust me, this device is a little bit chunky, so you still feel some hand fatigue after I play games like Call of Duty and keep like respawning 15 times in a row. Anyways, speaking about the performance, I won't overload you with a lot of specs. If you need a lot of spec heavy videos, there are a ton of them there, but let me tell you how this actually performs and feel. And in just one simple sentence, this thing is a beast. I played Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, Red Dead, Need for Speed. I've played so many games on this device. No lag, no frame dip, no throttling, and the cooling works really well. Now, I said this fan doesn't really blast out loud because most of the games I played, I didn't really hear the fan loud enough to disturb the experience. So I don't know how the cooling works, but they're really doing an amazing job cooling this device. Now, this is basically a Windows PC. Like you can literally open up Chrome here, use your Gmail, use Word. You can also download Steam, EA Play, Ubisoft Connect, use your Game Pass. Every other thing you could do on your Windows PC, you can technically do it here. Obviously, the typing experience is not going to be the same because it's a smaller touchscreen, but the idea behind this is to have a Windows system and some form of Xbox integrated into it. And why I like that is that you have that dedicated section for all your games. By just pressing on that Xbox button, you get into that. We'll dive into that a little bit along the video. For the battery, this has an 80-watt battery, which is almost double the size of the regular ROG that was released earlier. So for AAA games, you can expect to have about 1 hour 45, almost 2 hours of gameplay if you're lucky, depending on how you're playing the game. And for indie games, you can get up to like 4 to 7 hours actually, depending on the settings. And on the charger, well, you can just keep playing for as long as you want to keep playing that game. The speakers on this are shockingly very good, and they are loud enough. I have never played any game on this on full speaker. I've always had to reduce it because the speakers are really loud, and there is no really distortion at high volumes, which is something I love. If you're speaking about the game library and the caveat, now here's something that is super important. Your PlayStation games won't transfer here. Your Xbox games also won't transfer here. Your Nintendo games, they won't transfer here. Only PC games and Xbox PC games you can carry over. So just so you know, if you have games on your Xbox or other consoles, they won't transfer here. But the good thing is that you get almost 3 months of Xbox Game Pass with this. So you can use it to, you know, just get started and start playing some games and start feeling this to see if you like it before you now start spending money and buying a lot of these other games. Switching between this Windows device here and the Xbox interface here is super smooth. Just by pressing the Xbox button, you can swap in between both of the interfaces, making it really good. Closing games here, super easy, super fast. Once you press down that button, you just tap on the X. It closes super fast. Now let's talk about a little bit about docking this and the GPU support. Now, if you don't know, you can connect this to a monitor, a TV, a keyboard, and a mouse, and even an external GPU, which is something that I found out actually when I was at the Best Buy event, when I had a chance to see some of the ASUS guys. And really, that was the first time I kind of held this device. And after that, I was like, I gotta get this device and really try it out. So they connected that to an external GPU, and it was just super amazing. Now, through the USB 4 is what you're going to use to do all of this. And trust me, that experience is really good. It looked like a full desktop gaming PC, and this device is something that would scale with you because you can add external graphics cards to it. Now, I've been speaking a lot about how this device is glazing it. It is not without some issues. There are some serious issues here, especially the Windows side of it. If you're a Windows user, you know Windows will always Windows. Windows will do Windows things. So sometimes your games will crash. Sometimes you need to update some drivers. Sometimes it's just going to misbehave. But so far, it has not done anything super crazy that has made me want to just smash this on the floor, especially because I spend most of my time in the Xbox section of things. So what I'll just advise is that make sure it's connected to the internet, and also like make sure it's properly charged up. Just check the games you want to do. Most of the games here, before you start playing them, they optimize themselves for the device, which is really good. So you don't really have to bother about tweaking a lot of the controls. I haven't even gone into the config, so I don't want to have anything to do there. I just want to pick this up and game, and that's what I've been able to do with this device so far. So after 1 week of using this device, I would say that I have used this more than my PlayStation and also my gaming PC. Yes, I've been gaming on this more than that, and it feels totally worth it. Honestly, when I was seeing a lot of reviews about this device, I thought people were just glazing it. People were just saying so many nice things about it, but it is really such an amazing device. When AAA games on it, works so fantastically well. It's portable. One thing I would like to see is also an improvement. I would like to see an OLED screen here. And I also like to compare this with the Lenovo Legion Go 2. For some reason, it's been almost impossible for me to get that. The main reason that the Lenovo Legion Go 2 has an OLED, I really have to see how that experience is paired up with this. So if you guys have any connect to help me get like a Legion Go 2, help your boy out, tag Lenovo, tag whoever, so I can get access to this device. I found it almost impossible to buy everywhere. So just putting that in mind, I'd like to make that comparison. Now, my final thought is this, is that this really gave me so much joy using it. It's an extremely expensive device. So it's a heavy investment. So if you don't need it, do not just go buy any. But if you know you're going to be traveling this Christmas, going on vacations, planes, and you want something to keep playing your game experience, if you get just this device, this is going to really pass on all of that for you. You're not going to miss anything out. And even like right after finishing this video, I'm going to jump back into Mortal Kombat and keep getting my ass whooped. But thanks for staying to the end of this video. And if you'd like to see more reviews of this with the OLED 2 or with this with the Lenovo Legion Go 2 when I eventually get my hand of it, let me know. Stay subscribed to the channel. Also, I'll be coming up with a long-time review of this video, so you might want to stay also connected to the channel so you don't miss that. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.